Hello and welcome back for those of you who've been before. My name is Sam. I have two dogs, one of which is just here, which is why I might look a bit odd because I'm stroking her. My name is Sam and I'm a nutritional therapist, and my aim is to help women in their mid-years get through those sort of menopausal years and into older age and in good health, enjoy it, to make it as easy as possible. So what I want to share are some simple things with you. Easy to do actions, and what I want to focus on today is an immune supporting breakfast. Now this is personal as well as for everybody. Before Christmas I had, get down please sweetheart, I had a very bad cold and sinusitis, and it really knocked me off my feet. I realised I was pushing myself too hard and my resilience was becoming low, but I didn't anticipate being knocked out as I was. So now Christmas is done and the new year has passed, I want to focus a bit more on healthier foods. Christmas is about indulgence at the end of the day, and a little bit of that does you no harm, but too much can be a little bit detrimental and not terribly supportive of the immune system. So I was very aware of that. So I am going to make a smoothie, a breakfast smoothie. Now, those of you who followed me before will know that smoothies in the winter are not my favourite. But considering how poorly I was, I really want to get all those nutrients that you can so easily put in a smoothie together into my body to help support my immune system efficiently. So what I've got here is, starting off with an avocado. It's a small one, so I'll use the whole avocado. And this is a monounsaturated fat, but it's also very rich in fibre. I'm going to talk about fibre in a moment. It's got a number of different vitamins and minerals in here, which are also supportive of the immune system, bringing down inflammation, which is really quite important. And you can probably still hear in my voice, I still have this lingering cough and slight fustiness on my chest. So avocado, great for midlife as well, because or at any time, it's going to help you keep your energy for longer, keep you feeling as though you're satisfied. I find with a smoothie, in general, it sounds as though it won't keep you full for very long, but I find they do, depending on what you put in. But I use mostly vegetables with a little bit of fruit. Avocado, I have the fat and for the fibre. It's rich in folate and potassium as well, which we need. Alongside this I have some herbs. Well, I have mint today, but all herbs are really good for you, and we probably underestimate these, but they're very rich in, or they have properties that are antiviral, which is what a cold is, it's a virus. And they also have properties that are antibacterial. So adding in herbs is very good. I like parsley as well because that's very high in vitamin C, and we know vitamin C is very supportive of the immune system. But in the mint I've also got the menthol, which is useful for respiratory issues, nice as a tea. So, but today I'm going to put it in my smoothie, and what I suggest is you use a few leaves and add to it, because you can overdo herbs in so much they're very powerful. So add a little bit and add to it if you feel you need more. So they're two of the first ingredients. My next one was a wonderful large cup of frozen berries, mixed berries. They're defrosted. I don't tip it up too much because there's quite a lot of juice. And I tend to keep mixed berries in the freezer. I find this is just convenient for me. But we know that berries are full of these compounds, anthocyanins and flavonoids, which we know are very supportive of the immune system and bringing us back to health as well as helping protect us. But one paper I read, and I should have made a note of it and I didn't, I was just reading for the sheer pleasure of it, talked about, they're known for the anthocyanins and flavonoids and antioxidant support, but they never really looked at the berries from the perspective of how it supports the gut, because they're rich in fibre as well. And they found that the gut, you may be aware, is where a majority of our immune system lies. And so if we look after the gut, we're going to have a very good chance of protecting ourselves by just supporting the gut bacteria, the gut lining. And they found that the berries, with all the compounds and components that go into here, or found in here, are very supportive of the gut. So we've got a good protection from that. So I've got lots of different vitamins, vitamin C in here as well. And the dark colours are very potent. So mixed berries. You can go for a single berry, but I find this convenient. So I've got my mixed berries. I've got some spinach. About possibly quite a large cup of spinach. But any sort of green vegetable like broccoli, spinach, chard, kale, the green leaves off the top of beetroots, all sorts of different greens are particularly good, rich in folate, lots of vitamins and minerals. And these are all very sort of cell-supportive. All these plant foods are very cell-supportive. And if we've got functional cells, whether the immune cells or gut lining cells, then we are going to help protect ourselves much better. So I've got spinach. Now, one thing about spinach that some people might question are the oxalates. They're compounds that can be aggravating and can impede us with our ability to absorb nutrients, etc. Some say it could be increased inflammation in the body and joint pain. But you can actually improve the absorption of the nutrients in here by lightly steaming it, and that also can disrupt the oxalate action. So that's something to consider. And I was going to use my own from the garden, but we've had snow and mine will not be in a good state to be picked, so I've had to buy some baby spinach, wash it very carefully, but swap it around with other greens. But I think, you know, if you've got a bag of fresh spinach, you can actually just lightly steam it, excuse me, basically blanch it, squeeze out the water, and you can freeze it in like different portion sizes, so you've got it ready in the freezer. That's one thing to think about, so you don't waste it. And if it's going in a smoothie, it's going to be chopped up, doesn't matter. So I've got my greens. My final main ingredient is ground flaxseeds, linseeds. And I've got this again, good fibre. It's also the omegas, the omega-3s in here, very helpful for supporting cell structure. Linseeds are particularly good for females at midlife, can help us balance our hormones, beneficial for those who might be going through hot flushes or hot flashes. Excuse me. But also very good to support the immune cell structure. So we've got lots of ingredients here, and it's not just these ones. Sort of plant foods in general are very supportive of the cell, and so you can swap in and out different foods. So, you know, instead of berries you might want to use an apple. I'd be cautious about high sugar fruits, and I would keep the fruit to one portion. I think that's important. Otherwise you can increase the sugar content, the fructose, too high, and that's not always beneficial. I've seen a number of women, particularly young women, who've had far too much fruit in the morning, and it has disrupted their hormone balance. So I keep it to one portion of fruit. As I say, you can swap out the greens. When it comes to the healthy fats, you might want to put in some nuts, maybe other seeds, but avocado is particularly useful here. What else do I want to say? Yes, the fat from the avocado can help us with the absorption of other nutrients as well. So often we absorb things more easily if there's a fat available in our meal. Anything else? Yes, when it comes down to it, I'm going to add water. you might want to add a milk alternative. Now for me, milk would not be an option. As I've mentioned previously, it's related to increasing mucus production, and I don't want to do that. I've had enough of that. I want a break from that. So I'm going to mix this all up, and I'll come back to you and show you what it's like. You don't need to see it go in the blender. You've seen that before. So let's keep this brief, and I'll come back to you in a moment once I've got it all mixed up. Well, here it is. Quite a nice colour. You can see I've had a sip already. I added 3 mint leaves, which is enough for me. They're quite large ones. I also added some turmeric and a little bit of black pepper. Now turmeric, you probably have heard, is very anti-inflammatory, and black pepper helps us absorb it more easily. So this, I'm not going to say it's delicious because I don't think it is. It's palatable. It tastes as though it's going to be healthy. You can taste the vegetables if you like, and the sort of earthiness of the mint and the turmeric. The berries do stop it getting a little bit too bitter, but it's not disgusting. It is palatable, and I can drink this. I will also during the winter still have warm cups of green tea and supporting teas, ginger, lemon. I really find them helpful. In fact, you could put some lemon in here, it would be really nice. I might add a bit of lemon juice, but give it a go, see what you think. Change up the herbs. You may not want to put turmeric in, that's fine. You might want to put cinnamon in, or ginger, or something else. There's so many different variations. I mean, I've done a spicy ginger and butternut squash before, which with some of these warmer spices, it does make, I do prefer that as a winter smoothie, but I'm going for all the stuff that's going to help support my immune system with this. So I'll put down the ingredients in the description, and I wish you good health during this 2026 months to come. Cheers.